Jane Hume was asked about Mr Eslake's criticism when speaking to Michael Rowland on the News Breakfast program this morning.
A lot of respected economists are a bit unhappy with this, including Saul Eslake, a prominent independent economist. He says your policy makes him want to scream, his words, because he says there are 60 years of history showing that by doing this, by promoting demand for houses, will drive up house prices but not extend housing ownership in Australia. What do you say to people like Saul Eslake?
Well, Saul Eslake already owns a home. In fact, he probably owns more than one.
But politicians also know that at any given point in time, there are at least 11 million people who own at least one property. Within that, there are more than 2 million who own more than one property. And contrary to Senator Hume's assertions, I'm not one of them. If she had an ounce of decency in her, she would have checked the facts before playing the man, or indeed not played the man at all. And even if I did own more than one property, I'm not in the habit of tailoring my views on public policy issues to suit my personal financial interests. Maybe lots of Senator Hume's friends and colleagues are, but I'm not.
Saul Eslake, thanks so much for talking to us, and presumably you would suggest to politicians in future not to get personal in these discussions?
Well, I certainly try to avoid getting personal about politicians, and I think it was regrettable of Senator Hume to play the man, so to speak, to use a footballing analogy. I would welcome an apology for her factually incorrect statements about my property in ownership, and it would be even better if she apologised for suggesting that what I say is influenced by my own personal financial interests, which they never have been. But, I suspect I'll hear the AFL announce that Tasmania is going to have its own team in the AFL before I get that sort of recognition from Senator Hume.
We'll see what happens. OK, Saul Eslake, thanks so much for talking to us this morning from Tassie.
That's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.